So I don't know how really connected I am with that, but it does seem the ones that I know, it's like once in a great while.
Hello, it's a beautiful day in May 2019, and you are listening to the LS Report, and I'm your host, JW. Today I have with me a very special guest, Amelia Duran. Her podcast is Porthole to Justice. Please see the show notes for the links. Amelia is an advocate against the Safe Families Act, which is an amendment to the Social Security Act put through by the Clinton machine in 1997. Now, I'm a constitutionalist, and I can see that Social Security is outside of congressionally delegated powers under the Constitution, and its existence is a continuing badge of slavery along with the Federal Reserve Act. And together, these are subplanks of the Communist Manifesto that have the goal of making merchandise of us all, frankly. So you can just bet that I'm not too happy about federal mandates coming down that separate children from their parents. I first heard of Amelia through an initiative called Human 20 on 20, which has the goal of ending human trafficking by the year 2020. Amelia, greetings and welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
Could you tell us a bit about this Human 20 on 20 initiative that you participate in?
Sure. It's every month on the 20th of every month, and it includes myself and the founder, Govinda Tidbal, and Zeph Daniel of the Zeph and his wife, Trish, and Violet and her husband, who it's a host. We have a lot of the platform holders. I host in Social Media News Network, which is a blog that I have on Facebook, and there is a group of us from all around the world that join together once a month to meditate and really talk about this issue of human trafficking. It's an initiative that my good friend Govinda Tidbal established, and just stand by just a moment. I'm going to bring up news regarding, it's increasingly become relevant. Because we have this issue of human trafficking. And hold on, I'm trying to pull up the website because I want to make sure that I bring up all the points. Stand by. Because it's a global issue, and it's really important. It was, I want to say, okay. I was going to say 2012, but 2014, the leaders around the world made a global pledge to end human trafficking by 2020, and modern day slavery and all of its forms, trafficking. Labor trafficking, organ trafficking, illegal adoption, child soldiers has become a $150 business, violating the fundamental right of humans. 35.8 million have been declared, and it's a disgrace to God and a dishonor to humankind. So spiritual faith around the world have come, for this initiative, Human 2020, and it's established to give a civil society a platform and an opportunity to play an active role as individuals and organizations in ending modern day slavery. It is an open source platform for civil society, businesses, nonprofit organizations, students, bodies, law enforcement, political leadership, solutions in response to a moral mandate of our generation, which is human trafficking. So 2020.
Okay, so do we have the actual website? Is it Human 2020 or Human 20 on 20? What's the actual URL?
it's human2020.com, and there's ways for everyone to get involved, and it's to get everyone talking about the subject. Me in particular, I'm mostly focused on children and the grooming of children for human trafficking. But it's really to give everybody an opportunity to play an active role in ending human trafficking by 2020.
And as I understand it, one of the primary projects that Human 2020 has is the Human 20 on 20 prayer group that meets on the Zeph report the 20th of every month. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And this is the primary thing I know about Human 2020, and I participate in that in the chat room. I regularly, and you're actually on the panel, and you're there just about every month, giving this prayer, and we're really part of something. It's really an honor to be a part of something so powerful as this. We're right on the edge there. Right on the edge of what's happening in the world.
Yeah, and it's great because everybody can go to human2020.com and you can find out how you can get involved, and also joining us, in spreading this campaign and getting involved as well. And I thank you so much.
Now, your podcast, Porthole to Justice, I noticed that it seems like one of your primary goals is to expose the human trafficking that happens through the court system, especially through the Child Protective Services.
Yeah, fraud on the court. Something that common knowledge isn't really covered in mainstream media is something regarding a federal bill called the American Safe Families Act. And, those don't just apply to children at our borders that come into our country and become a ward of the state, but also to children on American soil. So we essentially have 24 million displaced children on American soil, and also, more children coming in potentially at our borders. So, yeah, I want to educate on that, and it's an open forum on social media for mothers and fathers that are fighting the injustices in the system and that are caught up in the system. And it's to create a public awareness. We share information about navigating the court system, and I try to bring the court corruption and the targeting that goes on, not just the parents, but the vulnerable children that are in the system for grooming into child trafficking. We recognize in the forum that CPS does commit crimes as an operational functioning toolbox, and we'd like to end the practice of child